Hello to everyone clicking play on this video. We are so excited that you're watching. And my name is Megan Chapman.
I'm
And
Tammy Craig Smith, you guys. We're both out here in Florida, so excited about what we have planned for you all for April.
yes, oh my goodness, you guys. Well, this is going to be huge. And this is going to be something when you capitalize it, it is literally going to change the face of your Mary Kay business. So, off of that, I'm so excited to introduce my mentor and friend, Tammy. And I first met Tammy in Pennsylvania at our $1 million weekend 4 years ago. And it's really amazing, Tammy's story. She started out as a 31-year-old stay-at-home mom who didn't really need the money. She literally started for fun and friends. Anyone else out there that relates to that? And within 4 months, she had her first car. Within 9 months, she was a sales director. And within 3 years, she was a $1 million sales director, just truly by doing consistent power starts, which is what we're going to share with you all. And she has earned over $5.5 million in her career. So that is who you're going to get to learn from and partner with. We're so excited.
Well, I'm super excited because I'll never forget the day that you and I met Megan Chapman. You weren't Chapman yet. Oh no, yeah, I guess you were. Were you engaged? I can't
I was,
remember.
I actually had just met Carter. I had just met Carter.
Okay, yeah, I remember. And so I knew your mom, and there you were at the $1 million weekend. And I was like, well, first of all, you all know that when Megan walks in a room, she lights it up and all the attention goes there because she's stunning, but she has this amazing energy. Would you all agree? If you've ever been around Megan or you even watch her on social media, you feel it. And we're going to talk about energy and how important that is today. But I will never forget that day, and it blessed me beyond what I could ever imagine. And the fact that we would end up living less than 30 minutes from each other in Florida is crazy. But then again, it's not. It's always God's plan, right? So Megan started her business, you guys, if you don't know this, when she was 18 years old, because she had a successful mama and she wanted to have all of the faith, family, career that she saw her mom have and that she was raised in. And boy, does she today. She was a college student when she started Mary Kay. Very different from me, right? 31, two young kids, stay-at-home mom. Megan was 18, college student, no kids, single. So if you can't relate, you got to really listen here, right? She came in for the money. I came in, didn't need the money really. I didn't think. Megan came in because she wanted the extra income as a college student. She just needed like $200 a month. And in her first year, you guys, they earned their first car. And by the age of 20, she was a top Cadillac driving sales director. Did you catch that? In 2 years. Yep. She went on to earn her very first top director trip at the age of 23. Today, she's only 26 years old. I'm 62 years old as of last week. So you couldn't have a better variety to relate to or anywhere in between. But at 26, I got to tell you, you guys, today, she has already earned well over $1 million. I'm thinking it's probably closer to two if we really took time to add it up. $2 million at the right young age of 26. So we are so excited to lay out for you what we're inviting you to be part of during the month of the audacious April. So Megan, take it away and share with them what we've been doing, or would you like me to share with them kind of how it all started first? Let's
Yeah,
do
if you
that.
want to share with them what
Okay,
we
so you
started, then we'll
guys,
tell them about this.
okay, cool. So Megan and I met at a coffee shop about a month ago because we do that when I get to Florida in the winter, because I live in Utah in the summer. Most of you know that. And then I come out here right after Christmas, and Megan and I always make it a point to get together and just brainstorm. Well, we arrived at the coffee shop. Little did we know, unbeknownst to either of us, with the same plan in place to talk to each other about. And that was how we were going to hand select our next first line offspring directors. I'm a national sales director, you guys, for 20 years. Megan is a top director building her national area, but we came to the table that day literally with the same mindset. So after brainstorming and just being so excited and feeling each other's energy, we decided we were going to go out and hand select the people that we were going to work with. And I just want to share with you, I'm just going to share Megan's success during the month of March. So in March, we held a week's worth of classes where we warm chattered people to invite to a virtual event. Megan's going to walk you through all that. But I got to tell you, just from 8 people that Megan had on in the first 2 classes we did together, 7 out of the 8 were warm chattered with this script, exact script she's going to give you. And if you're smart, you'll use it. Okay. And 7 out of the 8 showed up. Well, actually, all 8 showed up that she invited. 7, I mean, you guys, the sales were insane. We won't even worry about the sales because our focus was to find sharp, happy, confident, kind women with energy that we wanted to do life with. And boy, did Megan find them. So she has recruited, correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, because it may have changed over the weekend, 3 out of, is it 4 now? 3, almost 4. 4, okay, 4 out of the 8 people that showed up. We're talking 50%, folks. So do you want to work with sharp people, happy people, kind people, people with awesome energy? Do you want to build your team in the audacious month of April? And do you want Megan and I to help you do that? Well, that's why we're here today with this video. So Megan, take it away, share all the tools we came up with and what you've been doing to make it happen so they can copycat us.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you guys, I think really the first thing that you need to do is you need to decide how many reach outs that you're going to do per day. And so what Tammy and I actually created was we literally had this warm chat tracker. And I vowed to Tammy that every night I was going to send her a picture of my 5 warm chats that I got each day. Now, I didn't get 5 every single day, but for the 5 that I did do on the certain days that I was able to do it, you guys, it was so well worth it. And so I know that with consistency with your warm chatters, it really makes a huge difference. So step number 1 is to create your warm chatter goal between today and within the next 7 days. Because if you think about it, if you just did 5 warm chats for 7 days, that is 35 new leads. And even if half of them booked with you, that's 15 faces in the month of April. And so the first thing is you have to decide. And so what it sounded like, you guys, was whenever I would go to a coffee shop or I was just out walking with baby James, is I would just walk up to women and I would just ask them what their name was. And they would tell me their name. And I would just say, well, my name is Megan. I have got the craziest question for you. And they were like, okay, well, what's your crazy question? And I just told them that I was in a contest with my mentor and friend, Tammy, to pamper 100 faces in a day with these things called hydrofacials. And I just told them, I said, they're so bougie. They're worth like $200 at a spa. And you're so beautiful. And I was just wondering if you would ever be willing to let me borrow your face. And people are like, oh my gosh, of course. What do we need to do? That's like the first question. They're like, what do we need to do? So what I told them is I said, I'm going to grab your number and then I'm going to text you a link to a Google form. And you guys are going to get that Google form. And on the Google form, they got to select the time that they wanted their Hydra session to be. And it also told me their address for their pampering packet and their skin types and what they wanted to know. And then at the very bottom of the Google form is the link to our $500 cash giveaway marketing video. That way they can literally watch our marketing video before the Zoom. So that's the first way of how you can warm chat people. And I really recommend having goodie bags prepared and ready. I literally have little goodie bags. There's nothing magical about them. Just throw your card in there, a piece of candy, and a sample. And I told them that that was my thank you. So that's how you can meet people out and about. And when people hear that you need to do 100 Hydra sessions, or maybe you're going to say, I'm committed to doing 30 Hydra sessions, you guys, people understand a number. And so that I think is a really key point. So that's the first part, is warm chatter. The second part, though, is women that you already know, because you've got a customer base and you've got women that maybe she's a prospect you haven't pampered in a year. So I really maximize both. And so I want you guys to know that we literally have this script prepared for you. And this was how I invited people. And I did about 20 invites a day for 1 week in order to do this. And so if you're working full time, listen, I get it. I'm a busy mom of a toddler. I've got a husband in school with minimal babysitting help. I get it. It's a decision to invite. It's a decision. And so with this, you guys, the first part of this is I sent this via a voice memo to the people that I knew. And so basically what it sounded like was I just told them that I hoped that they were having an amazing day. And I just told them I had to send you a voice memo because my girlfriend and I are in this challenge to do 100 hydrofacials in a day, which I know is so totally crazy, but we're so excited about it. And I wanted to see if there would be any way possible that you could make yourself available to be one of my faces. And y'all, I just told them it's so incredible. It costs like $200 at a spa and your face is going to feel amazing. And I just told them, I said, more than anything, you are so totally just going to be helping me with this promise that I've made to do 100 facials. And you guys, I just told them, you know how it is when you're just showing up by leading by example. And that's really what this is all about. And just giving back and loving on the women that mattered to me. And I just told them that their name was at the top of my list. And then I thought of them. So I just said, let me know if this is something you're open to, and then I'll send you the dates. And so all of that, the key is whether it's Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, messaging via text message, it needs to be via your voice so they can hear your excitement. And it's such a long message that if you were to text that, nobody's reading that. Okay. So voice memo. The key is though, you need to send a text message after you send the voice memo by saying, hey girl, hope you're having a great start to your week. Would you listen to this and let me know what you think? And then we are going to provide a pic collage for you guys to send with that. And this is really going to visualize for them, you guys, what this is. And so we're going to be giving you this, and we are completing 500 of these between both of our teams. And so this is going to be the graphic. So Tammy, what else would you want to add on in addition to that?
That was perfect. And the fact that we're giving you guys the tools that have not only been prepared for you for free, I so appreciate that about our Mary Kay business, but they're tools that have worked. If you want the results that we've been getting, you've got to be doing the work we've been doing. So Megan, I love the simplicity of it. Simple worm chatter script. And literally, you guys, the first day when we were at that coffee shop, we left the coffee shop. I got in my car. I saw Megan go back in the coffee shop. And because we had seen this really sharp gal, Megan had never met her. And I want you to know, it was off the top of her head. She just said, I know this is going to sound crazy because we don't know each other, but my name's Megan Chapman, and went into the word for word script that she then typed up and gave to you. This is not a scripty script. This is real life. So use it and be yourself. So anyway, you guys, the key is in the asks. And you know, if you've ever heard me train, I always talk about we are not in charge of the outcome. We are never in charge of whether they say yes or no, but we are always in charge. My friends, always, 100%, underline the word, always, in charge of how many people we ask. So how many will you ask that you are familiar with? We've given you both scripts. How many will you go out and worm chatter with? But what I do want to add to that is Megan and I looked like we look today. We were pulled together. We had our makeup on. I'm dressed in a casual sweater. I've got white jeans on today. Okay. But I'm pulled together. I look like I'm in the beauty industry. Like I know what I do, right? Megan, the same thing. She's got more of a blazer on, but you guys, I don't care if you have a t-shirt on, but is your hair done? Is your makeup done? Because if you want to attract sharp, happy, confident, qualified people, they got to take a double take when you walk in the room, right? So I think that's super important. But other than that, Megan, just letting them know when we're doing this, like what's the plan? What's the schedule? What have we decided on?
Yes, absolutely. So you guys, we are going to be doing this every single Thursday night in April. There's 4 dates, okay? And we're going to be doing them at 8:30 Eastern time. They are literally an hour, 15 minutes tops. We are very efficient. We're going to be training you guys how to do your follow-ups. And so it's every Thursday night at 8:30. And so the key is you're going to want to make sure today to order the samples that you're going to need, because everybody is going to be using the exact same thing for our hydrofacials. And I will tell you guys, I have been blown away by the results. These new team members are so fired up because their skin feels so good. I had one literally tell me, okay, we need to do my order like within 24 hours because my skin feels so good. And at her inventory talk, I had to bring her samples because she was so addicted. So you guys, this is the best on the market. Okay, so these are going to be the 3 samples you're going to need to order today. If you're committed to 30 people, you need to order 30 samples. So ask yourself, how many am I committed to? And then put skin in the game. So the first thing is the time-wise repair samples. The second thing is the revealing radiance facial peel samples, and then the charcoal mask samples. And when you go to order them, you're going to see the number that is in the sample you're ordering. So for example, time-wise repair comes in a count of 3. Charcoal mask comes in a count of 6. So just make sure you're doing your math. That way you get the right amount of samples. So we're giving those 4 different dates, you guys. And now this is generous, you guys. Tammy's time is gold. My time is priceless as well. So you guys maximize this. Work us to death. Get a bunch of people on there. We're so excited.
Absolutely, Megan. And I want to throw in there that for the people on the other coast, Pacific time will be 5:30 p.m., yes. Mountain time 6:30, Central time 7:30, and like Megan said, East Coast 8:30. So make sure you have your time zone. You can call people in every time zone, gang, and the timing is perfect. For those that are like 6:30, all of my Utah people, 6:30 p.m. to 8, at the very latest. It'll be an hour for the most part, but people have questions. And so we're not going to cut them off, but between an hour and an hour and a half. And the class is very fast. And that's why they fall in love with the product. Okay. So hour and a half, the very most, probably closer to an hour, hour 15. And I also want to say, if you have packets that you've been using for beauty sleep sessions or time-wise repair sessions, you can still use those packets, okay? Because a handful of you on here may already have some, and you're like, oh man, do I have to create new packets? Well, on the flyer that Megan's gonna share again, and we're gonna put all of this stuff, by the way, in a board and post it for you after this video, okay? So you'll have all the documents like that. The board is already created. But if you've got packets put together, you can pull out any samples and save them that we may not be using. But for the most part, some of you have time-wise repair packets put together with the charcoal mask, with the revealing radiance mask, right? Some of you have time-wise miracle sets with the charcoal mask, with the revealing radiance. It doesn't matter which one, because Megan and I will say, first step is your cleanser. Some of you have time-wise miracle set. Some of you have time-wise repair. Okay, we will make that work. But if you have no sample packets put together, Megan said it. If you don't order today, you guys, you're not going to be ready for April, whatever that first date is, the first Thursday in April. Okay, it's got to happen now if you haven't already done it. Okay, and the last thing, oh, I want to say, keep your packets with you. One mistake I made the very first day I went out to Worm Chatter is I didn't take my packets, and I'm like, well, that wasn't smart. Now I got to drive to her house, which luckily they were local, or, you know, pop it in the mail. So if you have your packets with you when you're doing the Worm Chattering, you can show them the packet. And for mine, and this is an added expense you don't have to do, but for those of you that can see the benefit of it, I'm putting these in my packets. We're getting them for $1. It makes the packet so cute. It's in a clear cello bag with just the samples and my business card and a piece of candy, like hardtack candy. That's it. And I'm like, this is the goodie bag that I would love to give you when we schedule a date. Is this something you'd like to do? I'm not getting any no's. And I think part of it is how cute the packet is. They're like, oh my gosh, I want that. Okay. So you don't have to do that, but I wanted to throw that idea in there. So anyway, Megan, go ahead and wrap us up here.
Yes. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. So total recap. Number one, make your goal of how many worm chats you're committed to. Number two, make your goal of how many people you know that you're committed to reaching out to. Number three, get your packets prepared, and we will send you guys the boards link with the Google form and with everything, with absolutely everything. And start now. You want 10 people confirmed by the 5th of April. And even that's too late because our first date is April 4th. So you guys have got this. We believe in you, and we are knowing it's going to be your best April ever.
Hey, Megan, one last thing. Did you mention that where there's a Google form they fill out so that you capture their skin type, and it's a way to confirm everything as well? Because you don't just go out Worm Chatter, give them a packet and hope they show up, right? You've got to follow up and follow through, inspect what you expect. But there is a Google link where everybody will go to register, basically. They don't have to pay, but register to be there.
Yes. And you guys, this is what it looks like. And we will share all of the responses with you all. And it tells you everything. They even get to select their time that they want. And so we will literally add you guys. Okay, so there's going to be a link of all the responses of everyone. And they have to put their consultant's name on the Google form so everybody will have accessibility to that. That way you can see who you have that's responded to the form.
There you go. So the very first person that you have registered to participate on any of those Thursdays is going to tell us, okay, Susie Brown needs to have visibility to this Google form. So it's the very first person that you have register that gets you there. This is so simple. It couldn't be more simple. But the question is, how will you maximize it, right? This is a gift that Megan would share this with us, you guys, and share our time together. And we'll see how April goes. We're expecting greatness for all of you. And if April goes super, super great like we're expecting, we may extend it into May. But then again, if it's not super, super used by our units, we'll go back to doing it just with each other. And that won't be as fun. So on your mark, get set, let's go. And by the way, run through March finish line because you've got double credit. Max it out. You're going to need all that product come April because we're going to sell it like crazy. We're selling roll-up bags like I've never seen roll-up bags before because of the process and because Megan and I bounce off each other. She's 26. I'm 61. They relate and they feel our honesty and integrity with the product, right? She'll talk about a product she loves and uses. I talk about a product and why I love and use it. It's magical. Just be there and max it out.
Yes.